Hello and welcome back to another week of Wisdom for the Weekend. I am your host, Margaret Romero, and this week I am going to be talking about something that I heard from Michael Beckwith. I'm not sure if you are familiar with him, but he founded Agape, which is a community in California, and he's also a best-selling author and a spiritual leader. And he said something that really resonated with me, and that is, pain pushes until your vision pulls you in. And, you know, when I was going through, it was about, a little over a year ago now, I was in a major transition with my business. I wasn't sure what direction to really go in. This was even before I had launched the podcast. I was in a space of kind of in between of like, what do I really want to do? What am I here to do next? Is this it? Is what I'm doing right now? Is this the thing? It doesn't feel quite fulfilling. There's something missing, and I don't know what that is. And so it took me months and months and months to kind of really figure out what it was. And I launched a podcast, and even so, I was still like, I don't know. I'm hoping that something will show up. And slowly but surely, with the launch of the podcast and months into that, I started to feel the vision of what was next. And out came from that what I have just recently founded is the FemMed, and which is a new space. It's just a whole new vision of and creation of my business. And there was definitely a time there. So the quote that he says is, pain pushes until the vision pulls you. So there was definitely a time of like, I was not sure or clear of where I was headed or what I was actually going to do and what my next steps were, how I was going to be serving next, in what ways were in alignment with who I am. And that was definitely a painful time. It was a really confusing time. But then the vision started to become very slowly through the podcast. And the podcast is actually what really created my business right now and everything that I love under one roof, which is, I've never had that before, but I wouldn't have known to even claim that as mine unless I actually physically created the podcast. So my new space in the city is actually the podcast almost come to life. It's a lot of things we talk about in the podcast that I will be bringing into my current business, into my medical space. And it's just a beautiful vision of all the things that I love and that I get to practice and do. And a lot of those things are even like energy medicine and energy work, and which I've always loved and always been really just sort of tapped into that part of me as a gift I feel that I have, and being able to utilize that, and just so many more practices and tools that I in the past have really not used for one reason or another. So I really love this. Is there something in you? Are you in the midst of like an unknowing of what is next, what your next step is? What is the vision? Is there something yet that is pulling you closer? Because once the vision comes into your mind, into your body of like, oh yes, this is what I want, and that becomes so much bigger than the pain of the confusion of what you're in. And so, I have definitely lived this. I know exactly what this means. And so I do want all of you out there who may be listening, who are in the midst of like not knowing of what the hell is going to happen next. I don't know what to do. There's confusion. It will dissipate. You will know what is next. Give it some time. For me, it did take over a year. But now it's like, I can't even believe I didn't know that something like this could really exist. But once it came into vision and I'm like, yes, that is it. This is so it. Yeah, that was all challenging to begin with. I mean, I'm still like, I can't believe I have a space all to myself in the city, which is not something I thought I would be able to do for many reasons. And I never thought that I could actually find a space that would really accommodate all of my needs, but I did. So I want you to know, as you go into this weekend, is there something? Has the vision come? Can you see the vision of what it is that you want to create, who you want to be, what you want to do, who you want to serve? Because that will completely take over any pain that you have been feeling or that has come before the vision has actually presented itself to you. So hang in there if you're in the midst of it and really feel what it is that you want as your next steps. And that's it for this week. So have a beautiful weekend. Love to you all. Thank you so much for listening. I so appreciate you. Much love and big hugs. Bye for now.